Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect, where in the previous episode we finished off the medium risk cells on the left hand side and got some of the odds and ends sort of tied up, but mainly it was sort of managing, transferring and sort of sitting back a little bit and seeing how this prison operates. Also, right at the end you may have caught the fight that was occurring up the top here. We have a prisoner who we have recently, well, they have literally just turned up, this prisoner. This is Paul. And they have murdered their way through several guards and are apparently resistant to tasering, and hopefully with the guards' arrival here we can, well, yeah, hopefully stop them, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Looks like we also now have a couple of prisoners who have come and taken, yeah, they've grabbed some keys, and there we go, that guy's now unconscious. So 7 deaths have happened around here, and that was actually a lot of the guards that I've recently, well, I don't know if about the guards I've recently hired, but certainly some guards that have been hired. Wow. Okay, in terms of cash then, we are not in a good state at all. 145 is our cash flow, but that does fluctuate somewhat. And hopefully we can get some more of the grants done. I'll settle for any grants at the moment, but mainly the license plates, because that's where we're needing to focus to crack on with the building something. Either way, we'll see how we get on in this episode. Let me just remove some of the planning there, and also I may remove the workshop that's been set up the top, because we don't need deliveries of metal, and I don't want people wandering in there just to steal something, then to get detected by the metal detector. Not that that's a big problem, because we've got automatic door openers. I just don't want that hassle, so yeah, we'll remove that. Currently, it is day 161, which is over 20 hours played, which I think brings this probably takes this to certainly one of the biggest facilities. This was a medium-sized map, I believe, and obviously then we've had 1 and then 2 expansions of the map, and we've also have, obviously, almost all of the DLC running here, apart from the Psych Ward DLC, which is something that's sort of outside our... What's happened there? I've requested guard response, but it seems to have glitched out. Okay. Yeah, we, like I said, have pretty much all of the... Well, with the island stuff, we've got island bound, we've got a transfer, cleared for transfer. So, yeah, pretty good. In terms of our guards, then, staff morale is 38 and decreasing because of, obviously, the amount of people that have died on here, sadly, but I don't know what the solution would be to that. I can't really give them any more, well, I can't give them any more body armor, they've already got it. Guard taser certification, we've got people in the queue and we're running through that, but only 38% have passed, which is really poor. Somewhat ironically, the thing that would give them more security and probably result in fewer deaths would be the deployment of tasers. But they can't get the tasers because they can't pass, and the reason they can't pass is because they're stressed out because of the people dying. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's robberous. Okay, don't really know what else to do on that one. The warden is calling, and they're calling about a flood. So the water pipe has burst. We can see that we've had a water pipe burst here. Large water pipe. Put that in there. Prioritise it. It's around nothing that's of any great note or problem. So let's just make sure we fix that. Put the flooring back in. Actually, I don't think the flooring is required. And there we go. In terms of our other programs, we do have other programs that we could possibly run. We have 4 people past the courses there, and only 1 interested on the foundation education course. So I'm going to stop both of those. And also the alcoholics group, because nobody's in the queue. Oh, well, it said... Hang on. Yeah. Pharmacological treatment, we don't need to run it, because there's no one in the queue. That's alcoholics group, sorry. Pharmacological treatment to drug addiction, we could run. But, yeah, at the moment, cash. Funds are not there for it, sadly. Could even knock off the spiritual guidance on some of this, but it's 250 a session and you get 20 people in the session. Foundation education, 3 interested. I'm gonna run 1. I'm going to run one of those. I would very much like to increase the... There's the water pipe fixed. Increase the guards' pay. But I don't know if it's possible. In terms of intake, we're only intaking max sec, death row, and legendary. And we have maximum capacity for... Maximum capacity. Medium, we have 14 prisoners out of 18. Protective custody, you know, obviously still have some space there. And Super Max, we have 1 space. Death row, we have 5 spaces. So I wonder if we can transfer then. Transfers. 1 prisoner is available to transfer from max sec, so we will do that. And we'll also see the transfers from Supermax, which I'm going to turn off again. Still haven't decided, and probably won't decide in any definitive form on how we're going to have these prisoners transferred. It might just be basically on our whim, changing things as a need be, which I assume is realistic. You know, prison overcapacity, overpopulation. You know, they don't have the right funding, etc. You know, it's not a case of cutting corners. It's just a case of trying to do the best with what you have. So, yeah. Aston Stoneman here, sentenced to 3 years for violent disorders, currently in solitary confinement for drugs, apparently. Reoffending rate is actually quite high. Yeah, you can see, because they don't have a job, they don't have a high reform. It's amazing how working in the kitchen really increases the reform, but we just don't have it. Going to double check our prison labour here. We have prison labour set in the shop, in the mail room, and in the library, and also for the workshop. Workshop is currently set for 21 jobs, but only 3 are qualified to do that. So there you are. The staff morale is at 34, so nowhere near the sort of level that we require. If I was to increase it, if I can find where it is, they have a 20% pay rise. If I give them a pay rise of... Yeah, I can't afford it. If I give them a pay rise there of 10%, we're on minus a lot. So, and then there's loads of tasers being bought. That's good though. But I have a feeling we're going to be... we're going to have to get some more loans on more prisoners here. There's some more prisoners. Let's have a look at said prisoners. Volatile and no traits. There's also something kicking off over here as well. You can see that a lot of these are extremely tough and extremely quick and extremely strong. I think that's because of the running track, because they can increase their speed, they can gain those traits, and the tough and the strong from the gym and the punch bag. I think that's what's probably happened there. So, strangely, we have taken prisoners over here with traits that are not as dangerous necessarily as these, and these are now getting traits that we would class as problematic, perhaps, in certain circles and situations. So we're making a hardened class of criminal. Not really. It's just the way that they use those traits is problematic. But anyway, there you go. We have visitation on the go. We have people working. There's an overdose there. Which... Why is nobody going to... Where's the nearest guard? Guard response then. There's a guard coming over. That's okay, we're fine. But no, they died. Overdosed. Aston Canagan. Wow. Okay. So, infirmary was literally across the way. But they didn't get there in time. That's problematic. Looks like Hughes here is starting to cut up some license plates. They are actually making some license plate blanks. They're using the saws. Which means that some point in the future then, we may even get some license plates. Good. That would be very, very good indeed. Check out our prisoners. Minsec, no cells available. And no one able to transfer. Fair enough. Makes perfect sense, I guess. And there's sadly that prisoner there. Who... What are they doing over there? Aston moved from here to Death Row Island. So... And because he's taking this, he must have taken the ferry across here, the ferry up here, the ferry across there, and then down. So the ferry from low, medium to high, high over to Supermax, Supermax to Death Row down to high again, and then back onto this hearse boat. No wonder having some logistical nightmares and problems in the thing, aren't we? We're fighting, as I said in the previous episode, we're fighting for these ferries to keep them on here. Although I have a feeling that's also why the staff morale is so low, because we have... Do we have people stuck? Yeah, we have people stuck again. Well, let's sort that out. Any prisoner, any guard rather than I can see that's completely stuck, we're going to get rid. Do we have anyone stuck on here? No, they're pissed off, but they're not broke, I don't think. They're teaching, apparently. Parole hearing. But they're a bit late for their parole hearing. Alright, the rest seems to be moving okay. You get the odd one that just gets stuck. And it could be things like that that make it break. Oh, I don't like the look of that. Dog handler is right in the middle. Oh no, they're getting on though. That's fine. That's fine. Right. I'm going to check our programs and guard taser. Taser? That's a thing. Guard taser. Still getting ran, which is fine. We have another intake there. Unknown traits. We will activate Mark. Let's see if that's a trait that we have to be concerned about. We have 13 medium security and... There you go, there's no one to be targeted. Right. So, 13 medium security. Do I want to move some of these prisoners over to here? Because at the moment, we have our transfers open. 23 prisoners are motivated to qualify. There's a legendary prisoner there. And we do have capacity. So you know Supermax. But some of these other traits, like Quick, Andrew Fletcher here. Not a trait that is really a big concern. Yeah, now medium. I'm going to go around. You're medium. And I'm going to manually transfer people over. I'm checking out the convictions, and if it's, you know, quite a number of years, then they're not going to get moved over. But this is just doing what we would do in any other situation. I was going to say, oh, they've served quite a number of years there, but then you realise it's actually for torture, so perhaps they don't want to be over there. That's armed robbery. I mean, yeah, I think we should probably keep that max, actually. Armed robbery. Double murder. There's double murder again. Don't particularly want to transfer people over that are like really hardened criminals, even though there's a grievous bodily harm and aggravated assault. But we have to transfer some over. 2 more to transfer. Do we want to transfer more over? Two attempted murders. Okay, there we are. So that's those transferred over, which means our intake is actually low. And, oh! We have got 10 grand completion. Finally. The workshop has produced. It's we've got fruits of our labour. It's bore fruit. Excellent. So we can get carpentry apprenticeship, which is a nice 10 grand advance payment there. Right, good. The workshop functions. That's what we like to see. Alright, let's place some flooring in the workshop to make this quite nice, and then probably, most likely, put a couple of carpenter's tables in there. Bring that down. We also have a couple of saws anyway, so 1, 2 can go in there. Put another 2 presses in, and then we'll have our tables like so. And I'm not going to build any more. Remove those, and it means that we can then run a carpentry apprenticeship, which will be nice. I'm also very tempted to add more work / free time in here. Is it possible? It is possible. What would we lose out on? Well, if I wanted an extra 2 hours, I'd probably get rid of that free time there. And I'd get rid of that sleep there. Even though it's already an extended regime anyway. Is that something I want to do? Prisoners. Needs. Sleep is pretty much fulfilled already. And you can see that it is it's half one. Yeah? Right. We're doing it. So, yard, eat, work free time, work free time, and then eat. So they're eating very late at night, 10 till 12. We will have to reschedule all of our programs and then edit these. So, yes, these are being pinned, so I'm going to have to unpin these because obviously it's now being altered somewhat. And the problem is it's actually put outside of the work hours. Not that that's a big problem, I don't think. Parole max sec, and let's put death row appeal in there. Thank you very much. That can be pinned there. Just moving this down. Death row appeal goes there. Parole can go there. We'll put, I think, another parole in. Can't start anymore. Oh, we can. There we can. Where's it put it though? Parole hearing for max sec. Death row no. That's all fine. So chapel max sec, spiritual guidance 1. Chapel custom, spiritual guidance 1. Classroom max sec is foundation education. Workshop safety for custom. And is that what we want? Yes. However, foundation, custom, very strange. I removed the guard taser. I moved it and it said it, but it said it can't be, that's not the right place for it. And then I moved it back and then it worked. Because reasons. Okay. So, 3 are interested. If I move this over to classroom max sec, it doesn't seem to alter it, so I really don't know. Okay. How we're doing for building. Building is underway. Let me double check our programs for carpentry, which there is no interested / qualified, and the general education qualification, nobody again is also interested in that, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Staff morale is still low. Not happy with that at all. There's not much. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay. We are receiving some more maximum security prisoners, which is good. And now that the carpentry table's in, I'm hoping that's better. There's those doors not opening, even though we... Oh no, there is nobody on the control system. Because of course there isn't. Just sitting there, totally unstaffed. Brilliant. Okay, intelligence informants, and we have got some people that have turned up there. We also have some people eating in a place that they shouldn't be, because they should be moved over to here. What are they doing there? Those should be transferred over. Those are normal security prisoners. Alright, let's activate down here. We'll see if any of the new prisoners have problematic traits. Looks like Paul Gal here killed an armed guard with shotgun. And, oh! And same thing down here. I was going to say they have unknown traits, but no, their name is unknown. I'm sure we've actually seen that person before as well. Death row status. Ed Lee has now got to the state-approved conviction rate. So we can go through that process if we do so desire. This is getting built. And I think once that's done, it means obviously, hopefully more people can work there. I wonder how many people are actually capable of working there. Only 3, because obviously some will have left at some stage. Okay. The question is then, do we want to focus on building around here? The answer is yes, but how? Daily cash flow is low. Staff morale is increasing. It's up to 39%, but that's still very, very low. So we need to ideally give them a couple of pay rises. I think we're going to have to make some cuts. So there are several workers fired. Can't realistically fire any guards. I fired a couple of janitors and a couple of gardeners. A couple of doctors as well. I'm going to fire one of the psychologists because we were running a lot of those programs there and then we decided not to do it. So that means a quick look then at our staff situation. How many staff do we have? We now have 8 doctors. So if I go to deployment and to the doctors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8, and that's where we want them assigned. Right? That seems to be alright. Oh, we've also got one over there as well. So we can't have... Well, one over there, one over there. Realistically, we want that now, I think. Janitors, we can prioritise areas, but I'm not going to start messing around with that. In terms of our cooks then, several have been assigned, but obviously well, there's also got others on break, but the rest should be fine. Do want a couple more there though. How many cooks do we have? 26 cooks. More than enough, I would assume. But that little pass there has give us a better intake. Going to do a tunnel search on all sectors. It's a little bit late to start it, but hopefully we can do it. -2 degrees C, so it is in the dead of winter there. And if we check out our temperature, we can see that it is fairly warm, but not in the centre for the gym and the common room. Okay, let's sort that out. So over to here, and we're going to put a radiator in, well, probably just in the corners, really. Maybe just the bottom there. Yeah, that should be alright. Radiator's there. Put another one up here. Why is there so many stacks of concrete lying around? And they can't shift it. See, there's a lot of stuff here, like turf, that we just don't use. and won't be using. Although we could place it somewhere, the turf, couldn't we? I know this maybe in the centre here would be nice to place it. How much do we have? Does it say? Grass? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And we've got like pallets, which I'm going to dump the pallets. Although it'd be best if I can actually see what I'm clicking on. I'm just going to dump a lot of these. What's those? Well, that's barbed wire by the look of it. But there's like pallets and such that we're never going to use. And somewhat ironically, the pallets themselves are in a box. The box would normally go on a pallet. So not only is somehow the box taking up more space than a pallet because it's bigger in 3 dimensions, it's also physically should be bigger than the box that it would go in, but isn't. So we're breaking some weird laws of the universe and physics here, but there you are. The reason I'm doing a dumping pass is because there's a lot of stuff lying around the facility that I want to just put in storage, and I can't because storage is full of utter garbage. So again, just going around, if I see stuff that we don't necessarily need or want, it gets dumped. Obviously some of it we will still keep because it's maybe of some use. Some of it is also quite expensive and we can't... I mean, look, there's a power plant there, power station. Power generator. Got there in the end. So... yeah. Right. And dumping all of those has hopefully helped us out. Okay, Stephen Doney. So, Stephen Doney, age 29, prisoner number 5248543... oh, 23. I was going to say 54321, that would be nice. Storkel. And murder, rape, grievous bodily harm, and aggravated assault. Right. I would have thought that that wouldn't have given them all of that sentence. 2 maximum security prisoners arriving shortly, and it is now sleep time, which means... where is Lee? Ed Lee. Schedule execution. Initiate the prison-wide lockdown and test the facility. Testing complete. No problems. Initiate the lockdown complete. Assemble the execution detail and escort the witnesses to the facility. This is Ed Lee here, prisoner number 477779881, age 24, only age 24. Sentenced to 65 years for multiple crimes including murder, aggravated assault and torture. Now, mother age 42 and a father age 53. Murder 25 years, pleaded guilty on all the charges here of murder, aggravated assault, torture and aggravated assault. Experience has been suppressed, failed death row appeal 3 times. So it's not as if we haven't done as much as we can really to, you know, give them appeals and such. It says escort the witnesses to the facility, which they are. The only witnesses look to be there. It looks actually to be their mother and father, I believe. Where? So, what? Ah. Lee was going towards the warden. That's why they, for some reason, rushed out here and around there. Yeah. Who's this? Oh, no. Lee's victim's family. And Lee's victim's family. Yeah, so the only witnesses are the victim's family. So. Prisoner Ed Lee. We will authorise execution. With everyone in place and all procedures followed, the final authorisation for execution is given. And there we go. Dismiss staff and witnesses. And there's the end of that. Final report. Mandate execution of Ed Lee was carried out at 4:23 AM as scheduled by electric chair in the presence of witnesses. Standard compensation of 10 grand award to the institution for their part in the process. And there you are. So, foundations rusty. We can build over on the left hand side here. Says it's requiring an entrance. I mean, technically it does. we do that, there now is an entrance. So this is our low-risk cell block, which I'm hoping to build sooner rather than later, but we shall see. You can also see that some prisoners are leaving on that helicopter there, which I'm guessing is through the paroles process. Now this is not working. Ah, it's because we haven't got an automatic door server on that. Well, that is... Well, to be fair, I did notice it the other day, but... Yeah, we'll build that now. So this obviously is going to take quite... It will take quite some time, should I say, simply because of the... you know, the lack of staff, because I did get rid of some. Looks like the water... the radiators are now put in, so I will extend the hot water pipes to that location and crack on with that. We have received some more prisoners. There's Paul Gall, who's actually dead. Alright. Let's check our transfers. We have one prisoner wanting to transfer. No free cells available to transfer the prisoner into. But currently holding 16 medium and maximum capacity is 18. Okay. Let me check my working. You're currently holding 129 prisoners. Of those, 16 are medium. Our maximum safe capacity is 18. And -1 cells available. I'll approve the transfer. It's not approving it at all. It's not approving it. Won't let me do it. Hopefully we'll be able to sort it. There's Benjamin White there being activated. Only 60%. Sadly, this is Jarton here, or Jarton, I would assume. Sweet Tooth, Sheila, currently in there on potential CI, so we will recruit. It's generally the way we do it. Good grief. So, this is Paul. Paul is a bit of a dick. Paul Makonaki, prisoner number 50129704, sentenced to 187 years for multiple crimes including rape, murder, and assault. Yet the person over here, the poor soul on death row, they were nowhere near close to that. Anyway, they turned up. Immediately they were legendary. We went, right, look, you are a legendary prisoner. Go over here to Supermax. Within the first day, they had murdered loads of people up here, and then proceeded to spend the remainder of their days in solitary until I chose to give them a confidential informant break, as it were, which means they are released early. They then went ahead and tried to attack, looks to be a janitor that was cleaning up, and then were promptly shot in the head. And other places, perhaps. I don't know. I haven't read the report. So, yeah. I would like to say that that's a big problem and I'm really upset about it, but that would just be a lie. The pixels can't force any emotion out of me for that one. And there's another bit of violence here. And it's now dealt with. Duncan Lee just kicking off for no reason. Death's 0 today. That's always good. Thank you for the report on that one. Thank you. I'm not going to do another shakedown. Normally we would do a lot of shakedowns, but we haven't recently. I'm going to... See, staff morale is actually at 51. So that's pretty good. But I'm going to give them a cheeky pay rise. A 10% pay rise. Which obviously is going to affect our cash flow somewhat. There you go. It's pretty much $2,000 off. Guard wages is 18 grand. But they're still not paid enough, according to that. To be fair, there's a lot of prisoners, prisoners and staff died on duty, but staff died on duty does alter the morale. I'm just hoping that that little extra pay increase there, which is a 30% pay rise, 27 grand a day, I'm hoping that will help out. Over to programs, guard taser certification. We've just finished all that we can, so we're going to turn that off, which is good. And how we're doing over here. They have built a very small section and placed a light in an area that we really don't want it. Let's go ahead and connect up this door servo, which means that obviously will give the workers a lot easier access to all of that. And we'll have to think about the model cell as well. Still have no increase in foundation education program, although one person is sitting it now. John Wirtz. There's an OD. And luckily they have been picked up by the guard and taken to the infirmary. Luckily, we don't really have a big issue with that. Just keeping an eye on this Paul here. They were being escorted down here, and now they're being escorted back up. One of the spiritual leaders bringing to our religious programs has been riling up the inmates with all kinds of hateful speech. They've been fired, but the prisoners will take some time to cool down. Alright, and immediately after that happened, Prisoner Clark here decided to start a fight. And I think they might get some blood on their sheets. They're very nice sheets from the comfy bed. And yeah, the guards, I don't think they're gonna put up with any of that. I'm not gonna call in a guard response. I think it's, yeah, fairly sorted there. Okay, fine. Let's check out transfers once again. One prisoner is able to transfer, but -1 cells. And I wonder about one of these. Could potentially bring... No, we can't. I can say we could potentially bring someone from Supermax Young here, but we don't have the space. So there you are. Alright. Fine. Gonna have a quick look to see if there's any guards stuck. Doesn't seem to be any. At least the helicopters are working, with all of them coming in and such and leaving when they need to leave. There you go. This checkpoint I'm tempted to get rid of, because it's basically a thing where, you know, it's only when prisoners come in. I'm going to dismantle it, and I'm going to dismantle that as well, because that's an extra 2 guards just sitting around that are not, sadly, are not really of any use to us. They're not scanning anyone that comes in, because anyone that comes over here is being transported, escorted should I say, so they don't go through that. So that's helped out a little bit. -6 degrees C there. At least these are now nice and warm. But we're still waiting for this building to be made. It's almost completed, and once we've done that, we'll run all of the electrical cable. All the electrical cable's actually in, so once this is done, this door servo should power up. And then we'll have to run all of the water. There's another death there. Looks like Sexton has attacked the dog. And, oh, another overdose over here. Wow. There you are. Stephen Doney, now up to 21%. Still says 0 cells available. Currently holding 127 prisoners, 15 of medium security, and 18 is medium capacity. And this prison wants to go to medium sec. I mean, I have 2 options, cancel or okay, but I'm accepting that I can't approve it, so it doesn't do anything anyway. Brilliant. So, is this going to be built? Almost. well, very shortly. Just these little two sections. Oh, a couple of sections around here, and it's pretty much done. Shouldn't be a big issue. Ah, still waiting for that to be opened, are they? I'll force that open for them. I assume we don't have many guards over on this island. Well, just the one stationed. But you can see just how long it takes to build. I mean, this here would not be a great issue on any sort of reasonable sized map, but it's a biggish map now, and we've got the ferry bottlenecks and the weird pathfinding that they want to go up and round, down and such. But it is what it is. So daily cash flow, we're in a better state. Staff morale is increasing, 50% and increasing, which is good. They say they're not paid enough and we want to give them more. And we will when we can. But obviously that's subject to, well, everything really. But mainly funds. The work over here continues. We are producing license plates. And as we produce more license plates, naturally we're going to get more money as well for that. And you can see some are actually now being taken down and put in the exports there. Hang on. They're the exports. Yeah, one there and one there. Where's that person taking them? Do we have exports over here? We do have exports over here. So, do we even need to have that? Rooms. Let's just turn off exports. Because then the only place to bring them is here. No, they are still bringing them up to this location. I assume that is... Yeah, that was deliveries. Ah, we now have this pretty much built. Okay, good. The lighting is getting placed. I'm going to remove the lighting, however, from that section, but I do want the rest of the lighting in because this is where we'll build our cells. Over to our wall rusty then, and I'm going to build... I mean, we'll just build it like that, and we'll clone this one. So that's going to be the cell size, and we do need a window. Do I want a window large? These guys have a window large, but a small window would actually fit in better. But I'm just going to go with a window large because I think you get a better grading off it. Where would the beds go? Well, that's all something we're going to have to sort out next episode. Let's place it there. And obviously we'll clone that and then move it up. Are the rest of the lights going to be placed? The lights are not going to be placed. I removed the lights. And it seems that they cancelled the rest of it. But placing these in like so should be fine. Although, admittedly, up the top here, we'll have to alter it slightly because this is where we're going to have some solitary for low risk. Okay, so we're going to leave it there. We have done all right. Building is slower than I would have liked, but we have then managed to, you know, do some more transfer stuff and check out how the prison really functions. And, you know, a lot of the time being accused of ignoring some of that over the building, which is a fair point, well made, I guess. But there's another fight here. Oh, looks like Mark Grant has started a fight in parole. And that's the first parole fight in this location. We have got people assigned with a shotgun. We've got an armed guard and a standard guard in this parole. And, yeah, I think what we'll do is assign a guard to that parole. Don't think we need any more than just a guard. That section there, does that need to be set to custom? Technically it does. There we go. Just so it's... The fact that it is not... Yeah, the fact it's slightly different is slightly annoying. This is now MinSec only. So there we are. Right. Not too bad. Okay. So we're set up. Next episode then, what we'll do is go ahead, build a low-sec cell, and then see how many we can clone up. Probably not many, and we probably won't get many transfers, but we'll have to see. We'll also have to look at the grading, because some of the grading is not set up so that pretty much any of these prisoners can move over properly, so we'll have to see how we get on. Either way, hope you have enjoyed this episode and the series thus far. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.